Hi, this is Brian
And this is Christopher.
from Silversun Pickups, and you're watching
Uncut.
See, they do it so much better than I do. I'm
Uncut.
glad I don't have to do that ever again.
Uncut. It's like being at a bris.
No, it sounds dirty.
You're
doesn't
watching
it?
Uncut, which a lot of people are doing nowadays.
It's gonna get worse.
It turns out it's not
doesn't help.
unhealthy.
It's actually all right if you're uncut.
Us cut people are starting to become the minority.
We actually are.
We're losing America.
Only 30% of the world's population is cut.
If you're uncut, 30% more sensation, which I don't need.
Because it would last 30% less long.
Exactly.
which is how little I'm able to do. I would like to cut more. Hey, how you doing? I didn't see you over there.
Good. I'm good. It's been a while since I've seen you. Even though you
has
spend
been a
more time in
while.
Austin than I realized. You guys were here last night. You guys were here a couple of months ago.
We were.
You guys just moved down
Seems
here.
like we always have days off in Austin,
We try to. I mean,
which is nice.
Do you plan it that way? Do you plan it?
I mean, sometimes it doesn't happen. There's been a couple of tours where
Yeah.
we've had days off in some pretty dreary areas, and then we come to Austin for an hour.
And just
So
perk
just
up
go,
a little
bye,
bit.
everybody. You know, we see everybody in the old emos. You know.
When you guys do roll into Austin, like, what are some of the first things you guys want to do when you get here, if you have some time?
Well, we have a lot of friends here, so we
Yeah.
tend to like.
I feel like the more and more we come here, the more friends we get
Yeah.
accumulate, and so then all of a sudden they want to take us out to places,
It's really
which is
It's
awesome.
friendly, right?
Austin's a very friendly.
It's so tiring.
it's homey.
Tacos,
Ugh.
beer,
Yeah.
music, everywhere you go.
We're from Los Angeles, so we have good Mexican food, but we don't come from Los Angeles when we get to Austin usually. So
Yeah.
usually right around now we're like
We're
craving.
dying. We're dying for Mexican
Because
food.
if you like, you guys are you from here?
I'm going to be celebrating my 18th year in Austin next
You've been
month,
here
so
for a while.
I call myself an Austinite now. And I'm just from up the street. I'm from the Houston area.
Yeah.
So,
If you're from places like that and you can't get Mexican food, you crave it.
yeah, I don't think I could
It's
ever
really
live
hard.
anywhere else on the planet. If
It's
I
tough.
and more than that, it's about Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
Like a
I like
Tex-Mex
Tex-Mex.
guy, you know,
Yeah,
queso,
yeah.
like real queso
Yeah,
that
we
we
don't
have here
do
in
that.
Texas.
We don't do that very well in Los
No,
Angeles.
there's
no,
none of that out there.
no.
Well, we have a lot of friends from Austin who live in Los Angeles who teach us about queso
Yeah.
and things like that.
There's an art form
It's a
to
fun
it.
party until an hour later. And it's
But that's the best part of
really
quesos an hour
cool.
later.
It's-
You're just not doing
There
it
should
right.
be a nap room.
You're just not doing it right.
Yeah, I'm not. I have a drinking problem like an airplane. I just can't get it in my. I just did an airplane reference. Kids, ask your parents.
So you guys have been touring now just for not too long on this new record cycle, correct?
Well, since May.
Since May, okay. So because usually you guys are out for like 2 years straight on a record cycle.
I mean, yeah, off and on, and there's stuff coming up, and we're starting to see dates happen.
What I'm impressed by, and the reason I ask, is you're very proficient with writing, and you seem to be able to do it on the road, which is kind of unheard of for most bands. They can't really write on the road, and you guys obviously must be doing that because the records keep on coming and the tours never end.
Actually, we don't.
That's
Where does this music come from?
You know, to be honest,
It's actually
I wish we
complete
could.
opposite.
Yeah,
We
I
can't
wish we
do
could
it.
write on the road. We can't do that. The duality of being in a band is the really introspective, creative side where you're sitting there and everything is in almost whispers and minute details, and all you're hearing is your head, and you're sitting in a room with people for like the same people for quite a long time, and it's just a more intimate and challenging in a different way world. And then it flips. Once that's done, and this thing that you've made turns into a thank you.
You got fans here.
Yeah, hi. How you doing? Radiohead.
They're always here.
Always here.
Always following you guys around.
The other side of it is then you take this thing that you've been it's almost like quietly involved with, and it becomes this big live experience and like a thing that people listen to, and there's a whole other just almost process that happens in your brain, but the two don't meet. You know, it can be really hard physically, and we're very invigorated by it, but it's not an inspiring place. It doesn't really make us want to write songs like Journey and all those bands, you know, like talking about the road.
We're also like not jaded travelers yet, or I hope we never become jaded
I don't
travelers.
think we will.
We genuinely love to check out the cities that we're in.
Always.
So it's like the idea of kind of like, well, let's just work on that song today. It's kind of like, no, we want to go to that hot dog place down the street
Frank,
that everybody's
yeah.
talking about.
Oh,
or
Frank, we met that guy.
go to
last night.
yeah, go to Frank
Or
go
Dirty
to
Frank's in Columbus.
Yeah, go to Buffalo Billiards and
Right.
hang
Play
out.
some shuffleboard.
We spent
Yeah.
so long playing shuffleboard last night. We were supposed to go to this party last night. We could not get off the shuffleboard table. It was just so fun. I think that's the thing about Austin, I think, is that we find it relaxing because it is like New York and obviously LA and there's a lot of cities, and Austin is one of them where when we come here it feels normal to us because we're so used to it, and we know a lot of people that we almost don't have to run around and go crazy, you know? Just like, yay, it's a homey feeling for us.
Stay here long enough, you can play with the Bloody Mary. Ladies, you die after every day.
When I first met you guys years ago, I believe you were out with, was it Snow Patrol?
Probably.
I think it was Snow Patrol.
That was our first like arena tour.
And I remember seeing you guys, and you were wandering around in the crowd, like meeting the fans. Like you weren't backstage, like, oh yeah, we're rock stars.
It's
we're
boring
hanging
back
out.
there.
You guys were with the fans, like
Backstage is boring.
building the fan base, you know, and that's really cool. So like all these years
Yeah.
later, like it's harder and harder. You have more access to your fans with all the different social networking sites, but it's harder and harder to cut through the noise. Like, how do you guys maintain that relationship with your fans?
It is hard to. You can go out and about in like the cities and stuff, and people are always really cool to you and things like that. But at the show, I think it can get a little much. 'Cause we used to try and go out there and talk to everybody, and then it just became a little crazy.
I apologized several times, so I didn't mean. I never meant to take my pants
No, it's
off.
like people are really nice, you know, and you understand it, but it gets a little difficult because you have a different. They have a relationship with you that you don't have with them just yet, and you know, it's just certain things, and you don't want to be a jerk or any of that stuff. But generally, people are really pretty cool. But I think you get shyer as a band the bigger you get. That's what I've noticed. Yeah, I think you do. Well, we do.
I'm glad I was never a rock. I would have been a horrible rock star.
I think we're terrible at it.
I'd have been that guy that's like always wasted, never makes
Yeah.
the shows. Yeah, I would be that guy.
But we always talk to people. Like we try to see people. We'll find people. People will wait for us after shows. We'll make sure we find them. I always talk to people in the crowd for sure. And we do. There's meet and greets and a lot of this radio promo stuff that you do get to meet people, which is actually nice.
Part of the gig sometimes.
Yeah, there was times for sure. I remember when Nikki used to do merch, and we were like, okay, maybe we should
Maybe
pull
we
her
should
out
do
of
that.
that.
Maybe we
because
shouldn't do that to her
she's
anymore.
so-
So when you guys are, now you have this new tour and you're putting everything
Yeah,
together.
uh-huh.
You go out and you're playing the rock shows. What do you want your fans to leave with when they leave your show?
I want them.
Mind blown?
No, I want them to. I want them to do. What do I want from them?
We can cut this out. I don't know.
For real, I'm trying to find a funny, kooky answer, really, but I can't. I think I'm just. I think it's the queso.
It's the queso.
It's been an hour after you've had queso.
Mostly to the people that have been invested in you for a while, and people who come to see you often, and that's almost what the new records are for, and the new shows are for, and playing new songs is. Obviously, great to have new people, and that's always awesome. But the people that have been there with you forever, those are the people that you hope that when they played the show, it was even further up from the last one, and everybody, that they feel satisfied, because these kind of shows we get to do most of our stuff. You get to dive into all the little aspects on all the albums, and different dynamics versus like festivals. You just got to get up there and make a big noise.
Mm-hmm.
Here, people have paid attention, and they want you to go through all those things, and we hope that we do it.
You have a library now.
Because our songs are
Love
long.
it, yeah.
Somebody told me Neck of the Woods, there's 2 albums in it. If you could take the songs, just make them smaller.
A little more work nowadays, isn't it?
Well, the funny thing about it though is Neck of the Woods has one of the some of the shortest songs
Yeah.
you've written.
Yeah, that's right.
So take that, guy.
It does
Whoever
actually
you-
have. a
It
sort of
does.
song.
It actually does.
Keep me from severing. What am I waiting for? Remind me to break it. What am I aiming towards? A fight that never ends.
Thank you guys for sitting down.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate it. And Silversun Pickups coming to a town near you.
Yeah.
You should go out and see them.
With one day with 2 extra little girls.
Doing
Starting their own
merch.
band soon.
Doing
We're gonna
merch.
have them do merch.
I like,
So as
where,
Nikki finally heals up, she's putting them to work.
I like where you're going with this.
I do too.
It's a new business plan.
Warren's been looking.
Warren, get on that.
Warren's been looking about the.
cheap labor.
Warren's been figuring out all the weird child labor laws.
Well, if it's family, it's,
Yeah.
You don't actually. We don't even have to.
Well, that's
Pay them.
why Nikki had twins. Nikki had twins because we need a bigger crew.
Yeah.
We realized the only people we could.
She never had
Use
a
for
choice.
free are-
It was twins or nothing.
Yeah, that's what I told her. Like, nope, this isn't twins. Next.
Next,
All
we're
right,
gonna have
that's
to
If
do
you, if
this.
you could get that third one.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's where it starts, and where it ends. It's where it starts.